Welcome to Leader IAS and Yashas Institute's Self-explanatory Audio Video Books. Myself, Professor Suhas, Sargar. Today, in this video, we are going to listen, State Board of Maharashtra, subject History and Political Science, chapter number 8, standard 10, Tourism and History. What we all going to understand in this video? 8.1 Tourism in the past, types of tourism, development of tourism, conservation and preservation of historical places, professional opportunities in the tourism and hospitality industry. 8.1 Tourism in the past. The tradition of traveling is quite old in India. People used to travel for various reasons like pilgrimage, going to local fairs and festivals, in search of renowned teachers and a good education or trade, etc. In brief, from ancient times, the people took to traveling for various reasons. In a box, do you know? The Buddhist literature tells us that the Gautam Buddha traveled to several cities in ancient India for preaching. The Buddhist monks were ordained not to stay at one place but keep traveling continuously to various places. Jain monks, sadhus, also used to travel constantly. Yuan Shuang, the Chinese monk, traveled to India in 630 CE. In the medieval period, Saint Namdev, Saint Eknath, Guru Nanak, Ramdas Swami traveled extensively in India. Box close. Tourism can be defined as a traveling to visit the places in a distant region for a specific purpose. In the latter half of the 19th century CE, the name Thomas Cook is noteworthy in the context of tourism history. He organized a trip by railway from Leicester to the Loughborough for about the 600 people. Later, he was successful in organizing a round trip of Europe. Eventually, he established a travel agency selling tourist tickets. This early venture of Thomas Cook opened doors for the development of modern tourism. In a box, do you know the Benjamin of the Tudela is known as the first European traveler or discoverer. He was born in Spain during the period of 1159 to 1173 CE. He traveled to the France, Germany, Italy, Greece, Syria, Arabia, Egypt, Iraq and Persia, also India and China. He maintained diaries of the accounts of his travels. His diaries are viewed as important historical documents. Marco Polo, the Italian traveler of the 13th century, introduced Asia, especially the China, to Europe. He stayed in China for 17 years, wrote about the flora and fauna, social life, culture and trade system of Asia. Ibn Battuta, the traveler of the 14th century, took the world on a virtual travel of the Islamic world with his travel accounts. He was traveling for 30 years. He had resolved not to travel twice on the same route. His accounts are helpful in understanding the medieval history and social life. Gerardus Mercator of the 16th century was a cartographer. He is known for creating a world map and globe of the earth. His work proved to be very useful for navigation around the world. Fox. Dear listeners, these are the self-explanatory audio-video books from Leader IAS and Yashas Institute, Navi Mumbai. Myself, Professor Suhas, Sargar. In a box, do you know, the tradition of traveling from the corner to corner was prevalent in India from ancient times. Vishnu Bhatta Godse wrote down the accounts of his journey from Maharashtra to Ayodhya and back to the Maharashtra. It is published as a book entitled Mazha Prabhas, means my journey. Vishnu Bhatta travelled during the times of Indian War of Independence in 1857. He was the eyewitness for many events related to these historical events. His accounts are full of detailed descriptions about various incidences during this period, especially those about the life of the Lakshmibai, the Queen of Jhansi. We also get to know the nature of Marathi language of the 18th century, and this book is one of the important sources of history of that period. Types of tourism. These days, tourism has become an independent field of local, interstate, national, international businesses. The desire to visit the national and international monuments, places of historical importance and natural beauty, ancient centers known for handicraft, pilgrim centers, industrial centers, and site of various developmental projects, etc. promotes tourism. The tourists from all over the world wish to visit natural and man-made sites, which offer a delightful and inspiring experience. The places like snow-capped peaks, beaches, pristine jungles, which were neglected previously, become important location of tourist interest. Mass media began to make special audio-visual presentation highlighting the places of tourist interest. Tourism can be broadly typified into local tourism, interstate tourism, international tourism, religious tourism, historical tourism, health tourism, science tourism, agro-tourism, sport tourism, tourism based on special events, etc. Local and interstate tourism. This kind of the tourism is not very overwhelming because it is within one's own country. It does not cause difficulties of language, procuring currencies and documents. More so, we can plan it at the time suitable to us. International tourism. Nowadays, it has become easier to travel because of the easy availability of a number of options of railway, marine and air transport. Marine transport has linked the coastal regions. There is a trans-European railway route. Aviation has brought the entire world closer. Because of the economic liberalization policy of Indian government, the number of people traveling back and forth from India has increased considerably. They include the people traveling for studies, relaxation, sightseeing, and professional assignments, means meetings, agreements, etc. Talks, also for shooting of the films, etc. One needs to procure various officials documents for traveling abroad. Historical tourism. This type of the tourism is popular all over the world. The tours to historical places are arranged to satisfy the people's interest in history. It can be noted in this context that Gopal Nilkantha Dandekar, a renowned Marathi writer, used to arrange hiking tours to forts in Maharashtra to explore the sites closely linked to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his achievements. The tours are also arranged to important historical sites in India, such as forts in Rajasthan, ashrams of Mahatma Gandhi, Acharya Vinoba Bhave, important places related to the Indian War of Independence in 1857, etc. Dear listeners, these are the audio, video, self-explanatory book, which are very helpful and supportive for the self-study of a student. We are from Leader IAS and Yashas Institute, Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. We are from Maharashtra, Navi Mumbai. Myself, Professor Suhas, Sargar. See the picture of Valley of Flowers. You would like to know this. The people of various religious communities are dispersed globally. However, they feel united because of their mythological traditions and the places associated with those traditions. This creates a desire to travel to those places, and it gives rise to the religious tourism. In this context, the construction undertaken by Ahilyabai Holkar, spending from her personal funds, are notable. Ahilyabai wanted to provide the good amenities on the pilgrim routes like Chardham Yatra, Bara Jyotirlingas, etc. Box close. Geographical tourism. This type of the tourism involves visiting places to observe the spatial geographic features of a region. It includes the various natural and animal sanctuaries, places like Valley of Flowers in Uttarakhand, various beaches, unique geographical wonders like the craters, lake at Lonar, and Ranjan Khalge or Ranjan Khalge, naturally carve out cavities in the rocks at Nigos in Maharashtra. Many tourists like to visit these places to satisfy their curiosity. Health tourism. The people from the Western countries find the health services and facilities in India comparatively cheaper and yet of good standard. Hence, many foreigners prefer to come to India to avail the medical facilities and health services. India is a tropical country where the ample of sunlight is available throughout the year, and this attracts the tourists from countries with a cold climate to India. Availability of the facilities for yoga training and the therapies based on Ayurveda is one of the more reasons to want to visit India. Agrotourism. Agrotourism, which is also known as the agrotourism, is rapidly developing, especially mean for the urban population, which has very little exposure to the rural life and agriculture. Now, the Indian farmers are also visiting faraway places like agricultural research centers, agricultural universities, and countries like Israel, where experimentation in the advanced technology of agriculture is carried out. Sport tourism. Sport tourism was developed in the 20th century. There are the various sport events organized on international level like Olympics, Wimbledon, World Chess Championship, and international cricket tournaments, etc. While there are events like Himalayan Car Rally on national level, Himalayan Car Rally on national level, events like Maharashtra Kesari, wrestling competition are organized on a state level. Traveling to attend such events come under the sport tourism. Tourism based on special events. People want to travel and they are often on the lookout for special reason to do it. In the 21st century, it has become common to organize such events which also help to promote tourism. film festivals, various types of seminars and conferences, international book exhibitions, etc., are examples of such special events. The people keep visiting several places to attend such special events. The many literature enthusiasts in Maharashtra travel every year to attend the Akhil Bharatiya Marathi Sahitya Sammelan, means one India Pan-Indian Marathi Literary Convention. Pan-India Marathi Literary Convention. In a box, let us find out, apart from the types of tourism mentioned above, there are the other types of like science tourism, leisure and relaxation tourism, also known as wellness tourism, cultural tourism and group tourism, etc. Let us find more about it on the internet with the help of the teachers. Dear listener, this is a self-explanatory audio-video book from Leader IAS and Yashas Institute, Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. Myself, Professor Suhas, Sargar. 8.3. The development of tourism. The crucial issue in the development of tourism is providing the proper guidance to national and international tourists about various aspects of actual travel. Proper social conduct during the tour and during their stay at the destination places. In box, do this. Gather more information about the Swachh Bharat drive. Box close. Giving priority to ensure the safe transport and security facilities for the tourist amenities of reasonably good standard. Availability of the good accommodation, good washroom facilities on the travel route is of the great significance in promoting tourism. It is also very important to pay special attention to the special needs of handicapped tourists. It is important to take a few primary precautions in order to preserve the historical heritage site. It is essential that the few things should be avoided at any instance, for example, vandalizing or defacing the heritage monuments. In order to avoid it, everybody should refrain from activities like writing on walls or carving on trees, paint ancient monuments in garish colors, etc. Lack of good amenities in the precinct of the heritage site causes the filthiness. It is very essential for the tourist that pamphlets, guide and history books about the tourist site is available in their own language. Hence, such literature should be made available in various languages. It would be helpful if the taxi drivers are trained to converse in a more than one language. They may also be trained as a tourist guide. In a box, can you tell what facilities should be made available to the tourist? How would you behave with the tourist if you are the local person at a tourist site? Box. See the picture of Dharapuri caves. In box, try these. Collect the pictures and photos of the cultural, natural and mixed heritage site in India with the help of internet. See the picture of Kas Pathar. Eight point 4. Conservation and preservation of heritage. It is hard task to preserve and conserve the heritage site. Our country is very rich with the historical sites dating to ancient, medieval and modern period. It is also blessed with the abundance of nature. Heritage of any country is divided into natural heritage and cultural, means man-made heritage. There are some heritage sites in India which are acclaimed globally, such as the Taj Mahal at Agra, Jantar Mantar Observatory at Jaipur, and also the rock cut caves at Ajanta, Veru, and Gharapuri in Elephanta, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Railway Terminus in Maharashtra. Khas Plateau in Maharashtra is located in the Western Ghat, which is a World Natural Heritage Site. There are the tourists all over the world who wish to visit World Heritage Site. Foreign tourists come in a large number to visit the heritage site in our country. It makes us feel very proud when an Indian heritage site is declared as a World Heritage Site. However, whenever we visit such places, we feel very disappointed because of what we see there. We get to see what people have written their names with a charcoal, have drawn the pictures, vandalizing the heritage site. It affects our image as a nation. To preserve the heritage site, we need to resolve that first, I shall try to maintain the cleanliness of heritage site. Second, I shall not do anything which will result in vandalizing of any historical site. 8.5. The professional opportunities in the tourism and hospitality industry. Tourism and hospitality is an industry with the potential to create the maximum employment opportunity. If managed professionally, it is very stable industry. It has a tremendous scope for examination and innovation. A good number of opportunities of employment are available in the tourism and hospitality industry. The country, which was a tourist destination, began to receive the revenue even before a tourist arrives at the airport of that country. He has to pay for his visa. He spends for his travel, stay in hotel, food, payment to the translators and guides. Buy newspapers, reference books, souvenirs, etc. These contributes to the growth of the economy of that country. Markets in the vicinity grow along with the development of tourist center. Hence, the local handicraft and cottage industry also begin to develop. The demand for locally processed food items and ethnic handicraft increases. It results in a better income for artisans, business people, and wage earners. In a box, heritage box. To go on the tour for visiting historical places is known as a heritage box. One can experience the thrill of being a part of history by participating in a heritage box. Heritage box as an organized group activity has gained popularity in many countries. India has a rich history which can be traced back to many millenniums. Every region of India is full of historical places from ancient, medieval and modern period. The Heritage Walk, organized in the city of Ahmedabad, is well known. In the cities of Mumbai and Pune in Maharashtra, such walks are organized regularly. Heritage walks can encourage the people to support the projects like conservation and preservation of historical monuments, to collect authentic information about them and to publish it through various media. Residences of renowned citizens who have passed away are also part of heritage. In one city, the blue plaque. In some cities, blue plaque with the names and other relevant information of such citizens are placed on their residences as a part of heritage box close. In another box, try this. Organize heritage box with the help of your teachers as a part of educational tools, historical places. Box close. Dear listeners, these are the self-explanatory audio video books from Leader IAS and Yashas Institute, Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. Myself, Professor Suhas, Sargar. Development of tourism in Maharashtra. Maharashtra is a state blessed with a rich heritage. The much admired rock-cut caves, paintings, and sculptures of Ajanta, Berul, and Gharapuri in Elephanta, pilgrim centers like Dehu, Alandi, Jejuri, Pandharpur, Shirdi, Shegaon, Tulzapur, Kolhapur, Nashik, Trambakeshwar, Paitan, Hajimala, Gurudwara at Nanded, Mount Mary Church in Mumbai, etc. Hill stations like Mahabaleshwar, Pachgani, Kandala, Lonavala, Matheran, Chikaldara, etc. Dams at Koinanagar, Zaikwadi, Bhadgar, Sandoli, etc. and the sanctuaries at Tajipur, Sagareshwar, Tadoba, etc. are among the important tourist centers in Maharashtra. The Maharashtra Tourism Development Corporation. The Maharashtra Tourism Development Corporation was set up in 1975. It helped in the development of tourism in Maharashtra. The corporation has provided the facility of tourist hotels at 47 places. Together, these hotels can accommodate more than 4,000 tourists. Many private entrepreneurs are also providing hospitality services to tourists. In box, do you know? An unusual village of dogs. Bhilla is a village near Mahabaleshwar which boasts of the natural beauty and sweetness of strawberry. It is also known as the village of books. Every household in this village maintains a library of its own. For the tourists to enjoy, the Maharashtra state government has implemented this scheme with a view to accelerate the reading culture. The movement for the readers and the tourist. The movement for the reader tourist to enjoy the beauty of Marathi literature enriched by the work of old and the new authors and self. It includes the various types of text like biographies, autobiographies, fiction, poetry, literature, literature on sports, literature for kids, etc. If you go to Mahabaleshwar, make it a point to visit the villa as well. See the pictures of पुस्तकाचे गाव, आम्हा घरी धन, शब्दांची चरण. Box closed. In another box, can you tell what kind of new occupations were introduced in the surrounding of your village or the town because of growing tourism? What difference could be observed in the lifestyle of people in the surrounding of your village town because of growing tourism? Box closed. In another box, you would like to know this. The cultural tourism includes the activities like visiting educational institutes of repute, trying to get glimpse of local culture, history and traditions, visiting historical monuments and places, trying to appreciate the achievements of local people, and also participating in the local festivals of dance and music, etc. Box closed. In another box, do you know Mahabaleshwar and Panchgani are the hill stations. Thousands of tourists arrive here. These tourists are accompanied by guides who provide the relevant information on the sightseeing tour. At some places, photographers are present to click the nice snaps for the tourist. Horse keepers provide the horses for horse rides and horse cart rides. It is the local people who engage in these activities and they can earn good money for their services. In short, the tourism becomes a major source of their livelihood. Box closed. Dear listener, these are the self-explanatory audio video books from Leader IAS and Yashas Institute, Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. Myself, Professor Suhas, Sargar. Thanks for listening.